Good morning, everybody, and welcome to week 12. Woohoo! Week 12, here we are. Okay, let me just say that the next 5 weeks, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, they are going to go so fast. Um, if you are new to the fall semester, then let me just tell you it does go fast at this point. We have Veterans Day this week, which means no school on Friday. And then we have another week, and then the following week is Thanksgiving, so there's no school that week for Thursday and Friday. And then we only have, what, 1 or 2 weeks left, and then that's it. So because of all of the little kind of punctuated breaks between now and the end of the semester, the pace of the next few weeks are just going to go very, very quickly. So before I jump into our week this week, let me just say, be aware of how fast it's going to go from this point forward. This week wraps up our study of homegoing with your annotated bibliography and kind of analysis of power assignment. So one thing I do want to note is that on the little check-in quiz that you completed last week for the topic, I gave everybody just a little bit of feedback. It may have been like, this is a good topic, you're good to go. For some of you, especially for those of you who are thinking about writing about the civil rights movement, I gave you a lot of feedback there just because, and this kind of also goes for people who are saying, I want to talk about slavery, right? Keep in mind that when you're trying to research something that was so big, it's going to actually be very, very difficult because slavery took place over the course of how many decades? The civil rights movement, depending on when you see it starting versus when you see it ending, right? That also spans decades. And so a better approach or something for you to think about is something more specific. Maybe you want to talk about, with regard to slavery, for example, if that's what you're interested in, then maybe you want to talk about the intertribal slavery or slave trade that took place in Ghana, right? Or you want to talk about specifically what was happening with the British and the Dutch and the slavery into the US South, right? So instead of saying, I'm going to research slavery, which is way too big for this assignment, you really do need to think about how you want to narrow it. Same thing with the civil rights movement. A lot of folks said, I want to research the civil rights movement as it pertains to Sunny. Okay, but in Sunny's in Harlem, right? And so civil rights looked very different in Harlem than it did, for example, in the South. And so you want to make sure that you're not kind of conflating the two, right? That you're not saying, I want to research civil rights. And I think, unfortunately, like people think about the civil rights movement, they think, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. Um, and certainly that was part of the civil rights movement, but the civil rights movement looked different depending on where you were in the US. And so if you want to talk about what was happening with the civil rights movement, maybe even the NAACP in Harlem, then that would be a great topic for Sunny, right? Or housing discrimination, um, or the concept of passing or jobs, or right. So you really want to be thinking about how you can specifically narrow that topic, because again, it will be very difficult if you are choosing something really big, and you're going to have to try to figure out how to narrow that on your own. Now, a lot of you are, convict leasing, what was going on in Ghana. Those are all perfect topics. Again, check the feedback that I gave you on that check-in quiz from last week. So that way you can just we can make sure that we're on the same page. If you did not do that check-in quiz and you want to touch base about what your possible topic is, then email me and I'm happy to give you some feedback on that. Okay, so there's that. So this week, week 12, again, the goal is your annotated bibliography and the kind of the analysis of power. You have all different kinds of the research pages available to you, the assignment pages, and then you have a writing territory due at the end of this week. So really, your whole goal this week is that writing number 3 assignment. I do have office hours this week, or student hours. I have them today, Monday from 1 to 3. Wednesday evening, and then Thursday midday, kind of same as always. Remember, there's no school on Friday, and so you will see that the assignment has a due date of Thursday, because I'm not going to assign something due on Veterans Day. So it's due on Thursday, but again, you have that grace period until Sunday. Next week, we will open up our final unit for this semester, and that will take us up until the end. So if you have questions or concerns about this particular assignment, please don't hesitate to ask. Again, you can click on schedule a conference here to secure a time, or you can pop into student hours. All of the preparing for pages are in the homegoing module, so you can just click on that and access what you need. All right. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to ask. Have a great week.